All right, last fight. We got the main event, what everybody's been waiting on. We got Izzy versus Pereira, the rematch. The third fight, you feel me? First fight in MMA. And my boy been talking up a good game the whole week. So let me see what you got, Doug.
I'm about to drop a bomb right here.
Okay.
In the main event, UFC 281, Israel Adesanya defending his belt against Alex Pereira. First MMA fight. Bad blood between the two guys. We all know it. We all seen it. We heard everything. I'm telling you, people. I got three words for you again, Zach.
I'm listening.
And the new Alex Pereira is about to shock the MMA world. People say, "Oh, well, this is the MMA fight. He this is the MMA fight. All they did was kickboxing. This is completely different. It's in a cage, 4 ounce gloves. Adesanya got the better ground game. I get all that. I do, and I understand all that. But with that being said, Alex Pereira, world class kickboxer. That goes without saying. So if I'm not mistaken, Pereira's the only guy to have two belts in two different weight classes in glory kickboxing history. Okay. Yes, I say kickboxing. I understand this is an MMA fight. I
Nah, hey,
get it.
hey, nah, I'm just saluting you on the Carfax, bro. That's a great point.
Uh huh. Oh yeah, trust me. So before people say, "Oh, you don't do your research," bullshit. I got my facts straight. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to lock this thing in. Okay, Alex Pereira. Do I think Adesanya is the better MMA fighter? Yes, I do. Do I think Adesanya has the advantage on the ground? Yes, I do. Do I see it going to the ground? Do I see Adesanya trying to get it to the ground? No, I don't. And here's the biggest reasons why I think Pereira is going to pull off this upset, because it would be an upset. It would be, but just hear me out. The size of these two guys, their weight, their height, it's all about even. But but since coming to the UFC, Izzy's a monster. Izzy's one of the best in the world. Izzy probably will be a UFC Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. Okay, I'm not taking nothing away from the guy. But if you look at his last two fights, when he when he fought Robert Whitaker, when he fought help me out, who did he fight?
Marvin
Jared
Vettori,
Cannonier.
Derek Cannonier,
Jared Cannonier. Who did he fight before
Paulo Costa.
yeah, when he fought Paulo Costa, all those guys, listen, they had some moments on their feet with Izzy, and they caught Izzy, and that's smaller guys. Where Izzy was towering over him. Izzy had the size advantage by a mile. Let me tell you something, people. Alex Pereira, man, he's way more powerful than Izzy. Okay, with these 4 ounce gloves, he already cleaned Izzy's clock and glory with 10 ounce boxing gloves. Okay, these little 4 ounce gloves. Let me tell you something. Izzy has to be perfect for 25 minutes. Okay, Izzy's got to be perfect for 25 minutes. Alex Pereira's got to be perfect for one shot. For one shot. And listen, if he if Izzy decides to try to go to the ground, Pereira's got good takedown defense, but I think he maybe could get it to the ground in spots. But if you look at Pereira's film in his last few fights, even when he gets taken down, he don't stay there. He hops right back up. He gets it on his feet. He gets back to range. Now, I think like I said, Izzy can have his moments on the ground, but I don't even think he's gonna try to. I think he's gonna rely on his kickboxing, make it a kickboxing fight, and ultimately, ultimately he's gonna try to prove a point and prove that he can beat Pereira at his own game. And I'm telling you, Pereira will catch Izzy. If you don't put him to sleep, he'll catch him and he'll win the fight on his feet. But I see Pereira knocking out Izzy. And also another point I want to make before I pass it on to you to wrap this whole thing up. Izzy goes straight back. Okay, Izzy has a tendency to go straight back. If you watch their kickboxing matches, Izzy's going straight back, and the ropes held him up. This cage, I'm telling you, this cage, it don't give, man. Once he goes straight back into the cage, Pereira's gonna catch him going straight back. I'm telling you, Pereira will catch Izzy going straight back. That big right hand, I think he's gonna land a few of them, and I think he's gonna put Izzy's lights out.
You passing it, bro? You passing them?
Yep.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna ask you this, bro. Out of Izzy and Pereira, who's the better dancer?
Izzy.
Okay, I just wanted to get that out the way. I feel like, what you said is very true. Pereira, unlike Izzy, just has to land one shot, which I feel is the hook, in 25 minutes of fighting. And Izzy has to fight a damn near perfect fight for 25 minutes. But the thing with that, Izzy has proved that he doesn't stray away from the game plan. He's not an emotional fighter. His fight IQ is super high. And I think a lot of the shots he's getting hit with, especially Gastelum, shorter fighters, he's worried about the takedown. The takedown is non-existent in this fight, right? He doesn't have to give a damn about a level change, right? He's going into what he's used to, which is these and the kicks and the knees, right? Which is Pereira's gonna bring it. Um, I see Izzy just staying on the outside fighting a super smart fight. If you look at the rematch, the first fight, a lot of people thought Izzy won. The second fight, I feel like Izzy was doing pretty good and then gets caught. Um, it's one thing if you beat a guy very decisively, 2 times in a row, even if it's another aspect, right? But yeah, he beat him the first time, but it was close. Yes, he caught him the second time, but a lot of people thought, Izzy was getting the better of him. You give a guy like Izzy and his coach and his whole team a third shot, and he was already doing good, and it's a sport where he's been in it longer. I feel like Izzy takes the fight. I don't see this going to the ground at all. Pereira's been training probably 90% takedown defense since he got into the UFC, since he got into MMA. I just see it being a stand-up kickboxing fight. Izzy landing some low kicks, some jabs. And if Pereira does get, what I'm saying, frustrated, I feel like Izzy lands some clean shots, not big shots, clean shots that the judges see and they're like, okay, he's getting the better of the exchange. He's being the matador, Pereira's being the bull, and that's just what I see. Izzy by decision.
But and I hear that. But I'm gonna tell you, Zach, I think if Izzy wants to win, he has to get it to them. I'm not saying he won't have success on his feet, because he did in both kickboxing fights. He did.
Mhm.
But with that being said, man, I just I I believe that Izzy has to make this an MMA fight. He has to. And if he don't make it an MMA fight, uh, I see Pereira catching him. He has to. He has to make this an MMA fight. Get it to the ground and take Pereira where he's not confident. If he lets Pereira kickbox for 25 minutes, I love Pereira's chance.
Man, respectfully, bro, it's not going to the ground, and I don't think he needs it to go to the ground. I think he could pick him apart. And then you hear Izzy saying a lot about the big gloves, the big gloves. if you look at Pereira's defense, his hands are low and he's using the gloves to block a lot. These smaller gloves, man, I feel like Izzy is just gonna be landing a lot more shots because of Pereira's style of defense.
Yeah. But regardless, I see this fight going either way. I'm an Izzy fan. It's just um another tough fight to call, man. You know this fight, man. Both guys have a chance. And before we wrap this thing, before are you? Do you have any more thoughts on the main event or no?
Oh, nah, you covered everything that I wasn't. So both sides, clear path to victory, both sides.
Yes. And I want to say this before we wrap up the pod itself, and look at this card as a whole for one more time, man.
Mhm.
This card, it's really hard to call from top to bottom, man. Yeah, they have some fights where um, I'm confident in my picks and all the fights,
Right,
but on this card, they got a lot of fights that can go either way, man. You
right.
know, on paper, you can't win fights on paper, but on paper, man, really, fights can be won on both sides of the coin on this entire card from top to bottom, man.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it. From the early prelims to the prelims to the main card,
And
it's gonna be
you
great.
know, those who've tuned in to the last, second, last minute of the video, we pretty much talked on the phone maybe 2 days ago, and we named about 3 or 4 fights where, like, yeah, we see that happening. We see these guys winning. Probably like 90%. You know what I'm saying? It's an MMA fight, anything can happen. One being Dustin. We see that a clear dub. We see Whaley getting a clear dub. We see Montel Jackson. I'm not more 90% on that fight. I'm more like 75, but we both see it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then
Mm-hmm.
man, there's one more fight that I'm missing.
Oh, Petrosky.
No, not that fight. Let me check real quick. Yeah, there's one more fight that I feel like.
Oh, Meatball Molly and yeah, Meatball
Yeah,
Molly.
Blanchfield, man.
Yeah, and
Blanchfield.
Blanchfield. Yeah.
I feel like those 4 fights, you could take 2 or 3 of those and, not a financial advisor, but if you get what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
saying.
Yeah, and I want to make one more point about Dustin and Chandler before we get out of here. I see Dustin winning that fight. I like it. I love his chances, but that fight will be a war. Both guys will be going to the hospital, and let the best man win. I'm going for the diamond, but damn, that's gonna be a fun fight.
Big facts, bro. Big facts. Before we wrap it up, dog, you got a message for the ops or any ex-girlfriends?
Nah, man. Just like I've tell the fans, y'all tune into these fights. Don't look. A lot of cards. People sleep on the prelims and the early prelims. Watch this card from top to bottom. Bathe in these fights. Absorb these fights. It's gonna be so much freaking fun, dude.
Yes,
On paper, I knew it was fun, but breaking down this card from top to bottom, just showed me all I needed to know. It's a great matchup, man, from top to bottom.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, that about wraps it up. Stay tuned for more content, more videos. We're gonna be trying to do this every week, every fight night.
Yes, sir. We out of here. Peace.
Peace, peace.